Hey, church family, just wanted to update you guys on our COVID-19 and what we're doing here at the church. Many of you probably heard the president the other day just say that he is extending the social distancing guidelines until the end of April. And so out of our desire to keep you healthy and safe and also to be a good community neighbor, and also honor the directions from those that God has allowed to be in authority over us, such as our elected officials. We've chosen to go ahead and continue our online services through the end of April. So that means we'll not be gathering together at our 231 campus or our Southport campus, but instead we'll continue to gather online. And at the end of April, we'll kind of reevaluate, see where we are, and then we'll let you know what we're doing. I can promise you, just as soon as we feel that we can safely gather together again, we will do that. But continue to worship with us. Just do it all online. A couple of updates. Many of you know that this past Sunday, we went from the 10 a.m. live feed and we made it a 9 a.m. live feed. And the reason why we did that is because every church in North America are live streaming their services, most of them around that 10 o'clock time. And so we wanted to get a little ways from the bottleneck, and it worked out a little better. I think streaming was better and a lot of other things, not only through Facebook, but through our website and then through our YouTube channel. And so we're excited to continue that this week. 9 a.m. we'll have the live feed service. And then at 10:30 we'll have a special watch party for those of you who like to sleep a little bit later. But the neat thing is, after it airs, then you can watch it anytime you want to. Just this past week, over 8,000 folks tuned in and watched our services with us. And so we're so very thankful for that. Don't forget as well, on Wednesday night, our 6 o'clock Refuge service. I'll continue to do that, a short little Bible study. And then we've started adding in one song from our worship ministry team. They filmed a few songs last week. And so we were truly blessed this past week to be able to add some music to that. And those are our plans for the future as well. On Sundays, we also have our television broadcast. That's on WMBB, the local ABC channel. That is at 9 a.m. and then also 11 p.m. Now, that service runs a few weeks behind our live service. So you can always watch on TV and you'll be blessed there. And we'll continue to do that because we're able to minister to so many folks in our community. I know one of the big questions that comes up, especially this time of the year, in light of the environment we find ourselves in, is what are we going to do about Easter? I mean, we've got to have Easter services. We are going to have Easter services. We're just not going to be able to do it with everybody together on our campuses. We've got some special things planned for Easter as we do that full service. We're going to have a virtual choir. It's going to be unbelievable. You'll feel like you're in the room. We also are going to have a special broadcast of that Sunday morning service at 1 o'clock on WMBB that day, so you can tell your family and friends if they just would rather watch it right there on television, they can do that. We'll have the live feed as we normally would at 9 o'clock and all the other things that happen with that on Easter Sunday. I know that Tammy's got some special things planned for our children's ministry, like a virtual Easter egg hunt on that Saturday. I would just encourage you to check out the website and check out our children's ministry Facebook page. They'll update you on all of that. We always have children's church every Sunday. We have our student ministry. We have our collegiate ministry. And then at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning, Pastor Carl and some of our other ministers on staff are leading a life group, and it's been a tremendous success. And so I would encourage you, if you're not involved in those things, get involved in those things. What else do we have coming up as far as online? We've got plans to have a very special hymn sing one night, and those are coming together. Calvin Gann's going to kind of lead out with that, and just as soon as we have everything nailed down, we'll let you know so you can tune in and be a part of that. And then we also have plans for an online Lord's Supper. You say, how do we do that? Well, I guess you would use the beverage of your choice. Now, I remind you, we're Baptists, so alcohol free. But some bread, if you've got bread or a cracker, we'll figure all that out. But just a way that we can worship together and remember what Christ did on the cross and remember the promise that he has for us when the future comes. So we're excited about all those things. A couple of things that have changed in our community since the last update. They've closed the hospitals. No longer are we allowed to visit the hospitals. So, normally we have a minister in the hospitals every single day, and we've had to stop that for the safety of the individual that's in the hospital, the patient, as well as everybody that we would come into contact with. And so we are also not able to visit nursing homes. We've not been able to do that for a couple of weeks, but we still are making phone calls. We're still praying with folks. And I would encourage you, if you have a need, call the church office. There's always somebody answering the phone. Shoot us an email. We would love to be able to pray for you. Over in James, it doesn't say the presence of a righteous man accomplishes much. It says the prayers of a righteous man accomplish much. And so even though we can't be there in person, we can still pray. And we believe there's power in prayer. There's a great passage of scripture. I was reading it just this morning. It's in Psalm 32, verse 10. And listen to what it says. It says, he who trusts in the Lord, mercy will surround him. What a great promise from God. And so as your pastor, I want to encourage you during these days and times ahead. Trust in the Lord. He'll not fail you. Doesn't mean that he'll keep you out of the storm. It just means his presence will be with you right in the middle of that. And I don't think it'll be long. We'll be able to gather back together again, and we'll continue on trusting God and seeing his gospel save many folks. We're seeing folks right now that would not otherwise not hear the gospel that are now being a part of our own online ministry, and they are hearing the gospel. And we believe folks are being saved and families are being changed. And so continue to pray for your church. As your pastor, I really appreciate you praying for me. We're having to make decisions that, we've never had to make before. So we need wisdom there. And I'm so thankful to get to be your pastor for a time such as this. And I love you, and I'm always thankful for you. And I look forward to the day that we can see each other face to face, walk up and down these hallways here at the 231 campus as well as the Southport campus, and see what God has in store for the future. All right. God bless you guys. Your pastor's praying for you, and I'll see you soon.